been over 150 years since the end of the Civil War, but the history from that crucial time in our country's history is still kept alive in the Wabash Valley. Taylor Johnson attended a special ceremony in Marshall today regarding Civil War veterans. She joins us with one way those vets are being remembered centuries later. Taylor.
Well, Nicole, a group dedicated to Civil War history gathered at Marshall City Cemetery to make sure two Civil War veterans from Illinois would never be forgotten.
If a soldier is buried in a cemetery like this one in Marshall and doesn't have a headstone, or the headstone gets desecrated or falls apart over the years, nobody knows about that soldier.
The Illiana Civil War Society gathered Saturday for a special cause.
Today's program was to honor two members of the 79th Illinois F Company. One was Thomas Handy, who was a captain, and his son Charles, who was a sergeant in the regiment.
The ceremony dedicated the restoration of an important item for the father and son soldiers.
Their headstones were so deteriorated you couldn't hardly read them. So I got the necessary documentation to send to the Veterans Administration, and they sent us new headstones, and we had them put here.
Sure enough, you get a 231-pound piece of granite, and it's up to you to install it, and that's what we do.
Mike Wilson says he's come to the Marshall City Cemetery many times to keep the Civil War headstones preserved.
The Civil War headstones that are out here, a lot of them were dirty, and I have cleaned half of them because of what they've done for us. It's the least I can do for them.
The ceremony included historical reenactments, singing of the national anthem, and a presentation from the Honor Guard.
A lot of stones nationwide are just put in with no ceremony, but we feel like these folks who served our country deserve to be honored, and so now they're back with us again, so to speak.
They say there are likely more soldiers out there that are closer than we think.
Research your family and see if you had any family that really was part of the Civil War. Every 3 out of 4 homes at that time was involved in the Civil War, so you surely have ancestors back then.
And they should not be forgotten.
But if we don't forget or remember our history, we're going to lose it. And we got to remember what these men did.
Mike Wilson says these ceremonies to honor Civil War soldiers are held around 5 to 6 times a year. Nicole?
Thank you so much for that report, Taylor.